My name is Daniel Cowell. This is my business communications presentation. So, from a team of 12 people working in a manufacturing plant, I knew I stood a fair chance of finally making my way through the ranks. 80% of the team were undoubtedly in my corner for the promotion, and after 5 years of service and mastering jobs only a handful of other individuals had experienced, I started becoming even more confident that all these years of mental positivity, 6-day, 12-hour shifts, and new hire trainings would begin to pay dividends. Then came the interview. So my confidence was tangible as I walked into the corporate offices. I waited as the previous interview concluded. 3 minutes over, then 5, then 8. Jokes and erupting laughter were the only sounds emitting from within the interview office. But surely my interview would encompass the same positive vibes and harmonious notes. Finally, the previous interviewee exits from the room. I was surprised that such a jovial conversation was had during his interview. I was well aware of the character of the previous interviewee. Although a hard worker, this co-worker preferred to lead by force. He would use threats of write-ups rather than inspiration, independence, and synchrony. There was no way he would be considered to lead, right? My interview passed in what seemed like a moment. It was over in less than 3 minutes. The interviewing manager's tone and body language expressed disdain with my interest in the position. He continued to appear uninterested for the duration of the interview. I began to feel as though the interviewing manager conducted my interview as merely a formality. I left the room feeling slighted and overlooked. I felt immense emotion when the corporate announcement from the new leader or for the new leader came. I'll admit that most of my emotions were not positive. Imagine training for years to compete in a hot dog contest, let's say. You master your pace, your breathing, the sips of water between bites, and you know for a fact that no one can beat you. Imagine you wake up the morning of the big event, excited to excel in this moment you've done all this preparation for it. Then imagine that you get to the table and the judges decide, for whatever reason, that they're just not going to let you compete. I felt that exact frustration. A year after that incident, I quit the manufacturing plant. I became sick of the excuses and the brown nosing required to move up in that environment. I determined within myself to never be the kind of manager I had experienced during that interview. I determined that I would be the kind of manager people would be excited to work alongside. When I became a manager, I would give everyone a chance to excel. The following months and years after my leave, I went back to school to complete my business degree and then followed it up with an analytics certification. I worked to improve my leadership skills and began implementing my knowledge of how positive productivity promotes independent and confident teams and individuals. Through my continued education, I experienced various teaching styles. The styles that most stood out to me were where the teacher listened and took genuine interest in their students' lives. I've seen how managing and teaching have similar traits. A manager who cares more about the lives of their employees will be more prone to unveil the trust of those employees. I've seen good managers take average employee teams and positively transform the trajectory of a company. I've seen mentoring managers guide employees to become top contributors for new innovations. Looking back now, I'm grateful for that injustice that by that manager, because he ignited in me a passion to be the kind of manager that leads by first listening and then caring. I'm now the kind of manager that succeeds when those whom report to me know that they are valued and irreplaceable. I'm excited and ready to see how I can lead and assist my team within this new managerial role. Thank you.